stay the hell away from me, okay?
Well, the first idea came to me when me and a friend trying to find a co-op game that wasn't just drop in, drop out. It's not just that I have something against those games, just I feel that I want to play a game where I can relate to the character, where the character had personalities, and also have a story that I could experience together with a friend. And I think actually telling stories in co-op is a bit underestimated. I think you could tell really good stories, but that was also the hardest thing in the development, because we didn't really have a game similar to where you tell a story in split screen and you pretty much tell two different stories at the same time. That was very challenging. I mean, I obviously like Shawshank Redemption a lot, and there has been money inspiration. But I think one of the reasons, first of all, being in the 70s, is that I just like that decade, and it's nice to, you know, all the technical stuff with the cell phones. It's nice to get rid of those stuff. But also, I think that prison in general not so often used in games, and I think it's. I mean, most games like you push a button and you're out. I think it's an environment that's very exciting, especially for co-op, and especially for building up a bond between two players. It's good to like go together and escape together. I think it's a fun environment for co-op gameplay. Oh, I play everything. Like I've been playing since I was, I don't know, since Atari came out. So I'm a huge hardcore gamer. I play pretty much everything. I mean, you name it. I've owned every console out there. I tried almost every game out there. Not every game, but you know, most of them. I have all the consoles there is to have right now. I'm playing, just finished Mario Odyssey, playing Zelda, playing Assassin's Creed, playing some Fortnite, playing Wolfenstein. I mean, everything. I mean, I don't play through everything, but I at least try and play a couple of hours until I feel like, okay, this is obviously also what reflects in A Way Out, because the repetition sometimes. I think it's good, for instance, in shooters or multiplayer games, but especially in story games, I think it's really important to keep it refreshing and engaging. Oh, I would say What Remains of Edith Finch. I think that was an amazing game that, it got some attention, but I wish more people played it, because some people, I think, mix it up with just a walking simulator, but I would definitely say it's way more than that. It's a beautiful game, really well done. Took them, I think, 6 years to make it. It's only 2-3 hours, but it's definitely worth it. People should check it out. Well, first of all, directing movies is way easier. And sometimes I say, when people ask me, will you make another movie? I say, yeah, when I want to take a vacation. And the reason for that is that movies are a passive medium and games are interactive medium. Once you hire people interacting, it becomes way harder, because it's almost like having the audience running around on your movie set, touching actors, playing with your camera. So it makes it way more harder. Another reason is because the movies has been for over 100 years. So both creatively and production-wise, we kind of know what we can do and not do. You know, in games, we're in uncharted territory. If you want to push the boundaries, that's what I want to do all the time. Try to find new ways of telling stories, I love taking risks. Like, is this possible? Let's do this. Why not this? So I question pretty much everything. I'm not afraid of failing. You know, I just feel like I just push on and just do it and go with it. But I think what I've taken from my background as a filmmaker is that I know that movies are movies and games are games, which means that I don't want to. My goal is to make an interactive story. We actually are playing as much as possible. I don't believe in the narrative games that are too passive. I think we should find the way of telling stories and play them in video games. I think that's the way to go with a narrative gameplay in video games. Yeah, there's been a small stuff, but it's mostly my brother and my father. My brother especially, he's doing very good as an actor. I mean, he's in Westworld season 2, playing the role of Leo. He's the face and the voice, and I do all the motion capture and the bus. I'm the body, and he's the face and the voice. as well as all the stunts, and that's because we are low budget. I mean, project. I got him for free, so that's good. You don't have no money, you know. You keep the business in the family. He loves video games. I mean, he's not as hardcore as me, but he plays a lot of video games for sure. He plays like mostly RPGs. He's a big fan of RPG games. Brothers is only single player. It's super important that you have a physical connection to each brother. It was big brother left hand, little brother right hand. It's super. But if you play it with like share the control, then you destroy the whole essence and design of the game. I mean, you played it through. You understand what I mean? How it plays through. Yeah, it's very important that you play it alone. So if people does that, maybe if they play it the second time, it's fine. But the first experience, it's like, yeah, it's not good. As I said in the beginning, I feel that there aren't so many games that I wanted to play with a friend. That meant I wanted to have a relation with the character, not only have a character that levels up or can shoot something or whatever. I think it's also nice to experience stories with your friend, and I kind of felt that it was missing. And it's all about pushing the boundaries again and trying to find some new ways of doing stuff and changing and twisting all the time and trying to like, can we do this gameplay or that gameplay or that? And I think it's great. And that's also what I love about video games, that there's so much undiscovered creativity there that we can like focus on. And I will continue to do that in the future. There are lots of stuff to discover, and I think we're going to see a lot of stuff happening in the game industry. It is happening. I wish it was happening more. I wish more AAA titles. I mean, this is obviously an indie production, but even if I do AAA in the future, it's going to be the same risk-taking and the same like urge of like pushing the creativity forward, you know. Yeah, but I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Any publisher who wants to work with me, this is how it goes. Here's the thing. I'd rather be a beggar on the street than do what someone tells me to do. So it is what it is. So if you want to work with me, this is how it goes. If you don't want to, goodbye. And here's another thing. I respect that things cost money. I mean, I can't just say it's all about creativity. I have to respect that. Yes, a company needs to make money. But I'm very sure that we can meet in the middle. So a company can't say, or a publisher can't say, it's all about the money, because it's not. We're working with games, we're working with art, and I think also the creative people have to respect that. Yes, things cost money, so you need to have like a take risk, but also have responsibility. Many people are like saying to me, yeah, you're coming out the same time as Far Cry, God of War, and they're comparing these AAA titles, which is nice, but one have to remember we have their coffee budget. I mean, it's a compliment, but it can also be like, look, The Way Out is a indie game. I mean, we had a very small budget to do what we do. So people have to understand that this is a 7-8 hour game. I mean, it's only costs $29. You only have to buy one copy, and you can invite your friends for free. So that is very important. But working with EA, if that's your question, has been very good to me. There's always been support. There's support division from day one. This is nothing I say. I mean, you have EA people sitting in here. They know I say this all the time. I'm not scripted. I don't come up with something. I just say exactly what have happened. EA have had nothing to do with the actual vision. And I mean nothing. Not even a single color can be changed in the game. They've only been supported. You have to understand one thing. With the originals deal, we have Hazelight have 100% of the profit, which means EA doesn't make one single dollar out of this game. So all the profit goes to the developer. I mean, so, and they still like support me and help me out with what we need. So, I mean, for me, it's a great deal. And whoever I work with in the future will be like this. So they treat me with respect. But yes, of course, like I know that some people have been blaming them for the loot boxes. But again, like I said at the Game Awards, people fuck up. All publishers fuck up. All publishers are greedy in their own kind of way. All publishers do mistake. But that's the thing. When you are a big company, you have shareholders, blah, blah, blah. You can't just think about, players. You will have some decisions that will go wrong. But let me assure you, the people I know, the people I met at EA are taking this seriously and really want to fix this. They're not interested in like being hated by others. I mean, most of the top guys at EA are passionate gamers. Let's not forget about it. I think it's like, for me, it's like seeing the world in a very simple way, like the black and white, I mean, Nintendo, Activision, you know, everybody has done some mistakes, you know. So, and I'm not protecting anybody. I'm just saying the truth, the fact, and my experience, and this is how it is. I just said that this is how it is. There were some questions about it, but I said no. That's not gonna happen. This is the vision, and even if we lose money or don't sell as much, I don't care. It's not important. The vision will always come first. That's the most important. They came to me. It was this guy called Patrick Sutherland. He contacted me. I mean, I was in contact with Microsoft. I was this close of signing with them. He came to me, and they were located in Sweden, so it felt better for me. So and I told them from the beginning, this is the vision. It will not change. And they knew it immediately. Here's the thing, also, like when you have someone that is confident and have delivered, like we did with Brothers, that I mean. You want a great game. When you feel it, that you're comfortable with the team, then you're fine. Of course you want a great game, and that's what EA will get, or the players will get. The most importantly, a great game. That's what it's all about. It's like delivering, respecting the people around you, and do what you believe in. But I would never do so. If EA would tell me like you have to make single player, then it's goodbye. It would never happen. Technically, so what happens is that you invite, if your friend, online, you send an invite and your friend downloads a free trial. It's called free trial. That's because something that I think the console manufacturers want that, and but it's not a free trial. It's actually the free game with you, and then you play it, and then that's it. Yeah, but let me rephrase that question. There's something I learned here with talking to journalists is that sometimes stuff are taken out of context, because I remember what happened in the room behind closed door. I'll tell you exactly what it is. I remember exact details, but there were things like someone asked me, is this running on a PS4? And I said yes, and it's quite impressive for a console that's actually have components that's almost 5-year-olds. It's not like a 5-year-old PC. Okay. Yeah, it's more than right. It's actually so let's be honest here. I don't give a fuck about consoles. Not really. I don't care, because at the end of the day, they all have the same chips, memory, fucking PC components. Like they're all pretty much a PC. I don't care about console. I don't care about any of that. So someone took that out of context, said, I don't have anything about. I don't even care about console. I care about the games. I don't care what you call it, what you have around it. I have not anything against something. It's again about someone taking something I've said and taking it out of context. So that's what it's all about. I mean, the games is what it's important. So really, for people comparing PC to console is actually, in a sense, stupid, because first of all, the components are pretty much the same, but the consoles are way cheaper, obviously. But it's not fair to compare, because you can build a PC however you want, but a console is a console. That's why also they cost so little money. And the limitation, I understand why. So here's the thing. So what you do is that the challenge is that when you're making some things you are making, so you have to take away, it could be like certain amount of characters, what comes on the screen, how you work with the split screen, because you can't push the limits of a console, because there is a technical limits. Now that can be a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that you have to push yourself to creatively try to find new ways, and the bad thing is sometimes you have to choose stuff that you just can't take in because of the technical, I don't care what the console is called, because of the technical limitations. So you can't push in more characters here, or have that graphic, or so on and so on. So that's why it is. And if all the consoles were high end, first of all, they would be very expensive. But if it was possible, then we could push everything more and push more. So limit from a creative aspect, no, not really. In some cases, maybe if you want to do a special scene with something special, yes, but not limit in that sense. So no. Yeah, of course, but you would have to, take down the graphics. You would have to figure out a way. Either have 2 pro controllers, because you can't control the camera with one of these, you know what I mean? So yeah, there are ways, but obviously you have to take down. I mean, the machine is not as powerful as a PS4, obviously. So of course it's gonna has to be. I mean, that we see with the ports that they're doing today. But it's fine as long as the game is great. I don't see the problem. So it's not impossible that it comes for Switch. I think VR and AR is actually have big potential in the future, but I think it's a bit early. It's too clunky right now. It's too messy. You get too weird. But I think in 5 years there are a lot of things, especially AR. I think we can definitely make like really great, interesting experience and interactive gaming there. I think it definitely have potential, but it's a bit too early. It must become way easier. Like put it put it out. You know, right now you're like, I have a Oculus and a PSVR at home. It's like you have like all this stuff everywhere. You can't move. It takes you like 10 minutes to start, not 10 minutes, but you know what I mean. It's a bit too messy right now. But yes, maybe in the future I'll do it. Who knows? Yeah, is it this my opinion enough? I mean, sure. Look, here's the thing. I mean, I certainly don't have any respect for what he says. I think he's not he's not that good of a politician. But what he says about video games, look, here's the thing. I think video games, like every other thing, can affect people in somehow, but it should be treated the same way as all other popular culture or other media, books, TV, whatever you want to call it. I don't think they should treat games differently, not nicer or worse. But sure, there could be some few cases, but no, in general, I don't think it's more or less than a movie or a TV. Definitely not. I think people are way smarter than that. I think, like normal, people want to find a reason, blah blah blah. So it's normal, you know. It will disappear like everything else.
Well, thank you.
Hopefully, more peace in the world and love. Obviously, that's for sure.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
thanks again.
Thank you.
Get him! Run, run, run! Relax, man. I got this.